Starts now.
Live, up and down the coast, from the beaches to the valleys. At 11, this is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
Coming up, buddy. Good job. Come right, come right.
I didn't know at the time that the rock was off limits. Not only did I not know it was off limits, I had no idea that it was that big of a deal.
We talk one-on-one with Michael Banks, the man plucked from the side of Morro Rock during a marriage proposal. In our exclusive interview, he gives his side of the story, including what happened moments after the rescue and why he's stunned. The story is getting international attention tonight, and that's coming up in just a few minutes. Good evening, everybody. I'm C.J. Ward, but first we begin with Pope Francis and his 265-page Joy of Love doctrine. Now, in it, he calls on the Catholic Church to be more tolerant and less judgmental. The Pope says some people are discriminating against gays, lesbians, and anybody who's been divorced. News Channel 3's Vicki Nguyen talked with a parishioner in Isla Vista tonight to get his reaction to the Pope's message. Vicki.
CJ, the Pope says love is not always black and white and also not the same with life. That's why he's asking people to look into their conscience before making a decision to judge someone. Pope Francis issued an official statement on how Catholics should live their lives. He's asking for more compassion towards gays, lesbians, and people who have gone through divorces, and to use more common sense than relying on rules.
His plea is to try and welcome people back to the church. We're all sinners, and to bring us back into one church, one communion.
John Vasilina, a director of youth ministry at St. Raphael's Church in Goleta, believes the Pope is concerned about the judging people have done by strictly following the church's doctrine.
Sometimes through people saying things, or sometimes through guilt, they stay away from the church.
In his personal opinion, Vasilina believes the Pope is setting a good example for the world.
Not only is he teaching us by these letters of how to act and how to love, but he's also showing us how to do that.
The Pope did not make any changes to the church doctrine. Live in Santa Barbara, Vicki Nguyen, KYT News Channel 3.
And now a look at the problems caused by today's rain. This rollover accident right here happened on Highway 101 at Gaviota this morning. Now, the injuries were minor. And then along the San Marcos Pass later on in the day, 3 crashes slowed things down there, including an SUV that went over the side around Painted Cave Road. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries there either. Overall, most people just enjoyed the rain, and they're hoping it will save them some money.
Water bill has been striking on up, at least double, so gotta see. Hopefully Mother Nature brings a lot more rain so we could get that down.
Rain, yes. Yeah, lovely rain. We should be thankful before God for this rain. We need it.
And this little one right there just enjoyed stomping in the puddles. Now, so far, all of our sensitive slide areas are holding together without any problems. And check this out. The rain may have created a sinkhole on the 1300 block of East Valley Road in Montecito. It may look minor on the surface, but we're told that sinkhole is about 4 feet deep and 6 feet wide underneath the roadway. Crews shut down East Valley and are busy patching it up tonight. Well, the heaviest rain is yet to come. Chief Meteorologist Alan Rose is in our First Alert Weather Center tonight. And Alan, the heavy stuff is on the way.
Yes, CJ, we'll see that tomorrow. It'll be periods of heavy to moderate rain. It looks like the afternoon hours are the timing for those heavier cells to move through. And tonight, it's been fairly quiet over the past few hours since we last left you after News Channel 3 at 6. Now, there has been some drizzle and some light rain across the top of the San Marcos Pass, but it's been mostly dry in Santa Barbara, so the streets looking a little clearer tonight at this 11 o'clock hour versus what we showed you around 5 and 6. Also seeing drier conditions to the south, the Conejo grade extending up towards Thousand Oaks. A little bit of patchy drizzle in these areas, and the Cuesta grade seeing a little bit of light rain between San Luis Obispo and Atascadero. Also some light rain as you head around the bend into the 5 cities and southward towards Nipomo and Santa Maria. Now take a quick look at the bigger picture. I want to show you what's happening out here. Our next storm is a few hundred miles offshore tonight. But look at this. This is the leading edge of the next band of rain, and I think we'll begin to see some more light showers push through the area as we head towards early tomorrow morning. And CJ, the heavier stuff, as I mentioned, moves in later in the day tomorrow. All that full forecast, the timing, the strength of this next storm, and what the rest of that weekend looks like in about 10 minutes. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Alan. The man who climbed Morro Bay Rock to propose to his girlfriend is in trouble with the law tonight. Sheriff's deputies say Michael Banks from Fresno was high on meth when he got stuck on a ledge. Tonight, his rescue is now making national headlines. Morro Bay Fire Captain Todd Gailey and his team arrived on scene and found Banks about 80 feet above the ground. Gailey says it was obvious that Banks was under the influence. He says Banks refused to cooperate when he tried to put a hoist on him so the helicopter could fly them off the cliff.
As soon as I felt like the harness was somewhat in good position and I signaled for a raise, the flight officer on Ontiveros immediately had that thing tensioned, and I just bear hugged that guy. We swung out.
Now, Gailey says he was surprised so many people watched that rescue. Now, Michael Banks is telling a bit of a different story tonight. His stunt is an internet sensation right now, but he says it was all a big misunderstanding. News Channel 3's Keith Carls joins us live from Morro Bay tonight. And Keith, you spoke exclusively with Banks about his story of love and danger.
Right, CJ, it's been a long 2 days for Michael Banks, and he said that his intentions were honest and simple enough when they began, but he never imagined it would actually attract this much attention.
A lot of puppies are cute, but this one...
Holding his German Shepherd puppy Moses, 27-year-old Michael Banks says he decided to climb Morro Rock early Thursday morning so he could record a cell phone video marriage proposal to his girlfriend.
You know, you see this rock. This rock is the rock I would love to put on your finger. If I could buy a diamond this size, I would, because that's what you're worth to me. And ultimately, you know, I'll never let that go. So will you marry me if I feel that way, at least?
Did she say yes?
Yes, she did. She said yes. Now, the way she said yes was the emotional part, because she says, "Of course I'll marry you. You are a crazy," and you know, it's SOB. And she goes off telling me, "I can't believe you. You're either gonna die or get arrested."
Hear me? Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Banks says he did not know it was illegal to climb Morro Rock and was stunned at the emergency rescue response he found himself in as he was climbing down.
I shouted out to the firemen. I said, "Is there a problem?" Because you guys are rolling in by the numbers right now, and I don't understand what's going on.
The helicopter eventually lifted Banks down to the ground, where he was checked over and issued a misdemeanor citation for trespassing. Hours after the rescue, Banks says he was arrested by Morro Bay police for being under the influence of methamphetamine, which Banks says was medication he takes from the VA as an Army veteran. After spending the night in county jail, Banks says he's now faced with having to pay a fine for trespassing and thousands of dollars for the helicopter rescue off the rock.
If I made it all the way to the top of that rock without ropes and that far down to the bottom 50 to 100 feet, what makes anybody else think that I might not have made it the last 100 feet?
Saying his intentions were rock solid, Banks says he has no regrets.
I would do it again simply for the fact that she deserved something so unique that no man has ever done that in a proposal. No man ever will again.
In the aircraft, coming up the aircraft. Coming in the aircraft.
And while Banks does not believe that he needed to be rescued, he does acknowledge that his rescuers did in fact risk their lives in order to save his, and therefore he believes they are truly the heroes in this story. Live in Morro Bay, Keith Carls, News Channel 3.
High speeds, wet roads, car with the top down. These guys obviously just having a good time out here.
We know more tonight about the man who led police on a bizarre high-speed chase through the streets of Los Angeles yesterday. The Pentagon confirmed today the driver was a trained tactical vehicle driver for the Marines before being discharged back in January. The LA Times also reports that shiny new Mustang they were doing donuts in and banging into cars with was actually a rental. Still ahead on News Channel 3 at 11. That's a lot of water right there. 2 million gallons of water overflowing California reservoirs tonight. But is it enough to put a dent in the drought? Plus, we'll take you inside the wizarding world of Harry Potter and the science of picking out the perfect wand. Also coming up, Alan will be back with your first alert forecast. Coming up.
Live, CJ Ward, Chief Meteorologist Alan Rose, and Mike Land Sports. This is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first.